Hello friends, it's Bearlissimo again telling you about someone yet again at the Bears should draft. This is Darnell Wright playing last year, 2021, against Georgia, and they had this guy here called Jordan Davis, who was much better than Jalen Carter in my opinion, and this fella here called Travon Walker, who went #1 overall. So let's see how he does in this rep here against these two guys. Obviously motion goes outside, shows you it's man. So you see Travon Walker widen, so what does he do? He waits for him, so what's he doing? He's waiting for his hands to come on, being patient, but watch what he does with his hands right here. So if you see this here, where he's got his hands on, watch him swipe those hands down, defeats that. Watch Travon Walker's head's got a dip because at the end of the day he's going against a much bigger man, and watch him get his hands right into his pads, replace and just completely stonewall him. That's the #1 pick overall, being stonewalled on the first play. So let's see how he does in the second play again. So Travon Walker this time is actually here, moved inside. So we get an audible and then a tight end's going to come in. So there's the tight end coming in. And you're going to see a double initially to try and get movement on Travon Walker. Watch Darnell Wright just drive him completely out of the hole. Pulling guard comes in and fills this here as a kick out block. But at the end of the day the run's gone outside, not inside. It's sort of a pitch back to the tight end inside, that sort of thing that we see from the Bears. But again, looking at what Darnell Wright's done, that's where he's driven him from here. Good play. So let's see what he does this time against, again, another Georgia Wildcat Warrior who's going to be in the draft this year. Does pretty well there. Let's clear that off. That's a pretty nice block, because at the end of the day, this is a wide, athletic guy. Yeah, he's not moving, he's just getting position. And you see, he gets extended pretty well there. That's pretty good work. Just moves him out of the hole delicately. Keeps position, lets his guy get past him. Then goes downfield and wants to hit a par if there's a par there to hit. So again, sort of an RPO kind of look. Gets a big inside move, but rather than worry about it, at the end of the day, it's a fast guy. Just gets his head onto his pad and just completely smushes him into the hole. And there you go, bounce outside. Nice play. So what's he going to have this time? Jordan Davis, number 99. Let's not forget, absolute mammoth of a man. Much better than Jalen Carter, in my opinion. Look at that move by Jordan Davis. You don't see Jalen Carter do that. So it makes the guard completely miss. Darnell Wright takes over. Again, moving a massive man out of the hole. This is at left tackle, let's not forget, the previous year. He's actually put on some strength since then. Travon Walker, let's see how he does this time. So again, wide set. Again, waiting for those hands to come on. You see, we've seen it before. Lets him place his hands inside. There's that lever down. This time he is going down. There you go, completely put on the floor. Not bad, really. I mean, this is the guy that I like. There you go. So that was Darnell Wright at left tackle. Here he's at right tackle this year. This is against Brenton Cox, Florida Gators. Let's see what happens. It's good work, this, actually. So it's a nice little hesitation move, sort of outside jab step. Gets his hand into the middle of the chest with a long arm stab. Tries to hand fight. Look what Darnell Wright's doing right here. You see him leave with the elbow. Gets that hand off. Brenton Cox does a really good disengage to try and win with that long arm stab. And then watch this left hand right here. Darnell Wright gets his hand off him. Gets his head down. He's able to then anchor and protect. Look at that anchor. Look at the arch in his body right there. That's really good stuff, that sort of arch shape right there to anchor. That's really good stuff. Next rep. Again, I think this is Brenton Cox. Yeah, it is. Wide step towards him. So here we go. So it's a wide step towards him. Brenton gets his hand in that long arm again. Gets his hand on his elbow this time. So he's obviously learned from the previous rep, Brenton Cox. So you can see he's got his hand on to sort of keep that elbow lever off. And he looks like he's on the back foot here. It looks like he's lost. Darnell Wright. Again, watch him reset his feet, drop his hips, drop his shoulder into the body, anchor, stop him dead. So even when he loses, he still manages to find a way to win. Again, sort of here. So here we go. That's the end of that one. On to the next one. It's Brenton Cox again. This time he does get the hands in first. It's a good counter by Brenton Cox again. Again, Darnell Wright gets his body in and works his feet around against what is a speed rush at the end of the day, but he's got the foot quickness to do this. So when people talk about him as a big man, I've shown his RAS score earlier, you can see the reason why this big man is able to move. Again, wide step here on this set. You see him push his hands out. It's a hesitation move again. Long arm stab again. Gets him onto the back foot initially. Look at him get that hand down off his body onto the floor. Make him pay when he's down there. Bury him. This is the reason why I like Darnell Wright. So again, against Alabama, this time we want to see him over this side. He's against Will Anderson Jr., who some people seem to think he's a pretty good player. Again, hesitation move to the outside, wide sets. That's why it's a hesitation move. Shows inside, but he counters, then goes back outside. Again, see the hand fighting between both of them, creating space, waiting for him, good body position. Will Anderson Jr. is a really strong dude for his size. So to be able to anchor against that guy is pretty good stuff. So again, wide set, waiting for him, waiting for him, waiting for him. Gets him, waits. You see, I don't know if you noticed that there on that this part of the rep, the pass rep here. Look at him look inside at the blitzer number 32, right here. See him check inside there with his head. Guard messes up, but at the end of the day, Darnell Wright's done his job. So getting close towards the goal line, it's obviously he's targeting this fella here. So near the goal line, need to generate some movement. Let's see what sort of movement we get, what sort of quality we get. Gets into defensive tackle, and people talk about he can't play zone. Well, that's zone blocking. He's basically got the movement to help his guard out of 91. Gets down to Toho, and also gets a hand on number 32. So he blocks 3 and 1 now on that play. So again, you talk about zone. He's hit 3 targets on that. This time we've got Will Anderson Jr. on the inside of him, inside shade. Again, get down on his body, completely blast him off the line of scrimmage. At the end of the day, blast him towards the wall. Why they're not running it right behind Darnell right here, I don't know. But, Tennessee does Tennessee things, I guess. But it still ends up in a touchdown. So here he is against Ojolari, but he's pulling this time. So you see him pull, and he's going to wrap around on the middle linebacker, number 23. So 23 is actually doing a pretty good job being patient reading. Look at him wrap around, how tight he is. So this is a big man moving. Gets to the end of the line. Look how tight he is. Gets his body on, seals, gets some movement, stays on his man. Good work, sort of 7, 8, 9 yards downfield. So next rep, we're going to be goal line. See what movement we get. So you can see he's the right tackle. He's on 92. Look at the movement he's getting there. And that's the reason why you run behind him, because it's that easy to score. So again, why do I like Darnell Wright? Well, I mean, he's pretty much shown it here. Again, this time it's it's this jet motion that's going to get the ball. So he's actually going to get the ball. He's got a wide set to get to here, Darnell Wright, to get a sort of a seal block. Let's see what happens. Gets position. Clear that off. Almost overruns it because the guy just stays where he is. But then look at that, just seals him. Look at that. Brilliant cutback, mate. Well, nice cutback ability there. Why 88 falls off his guy, I don't know. But anyway, Darnell Wright's done a fantastic job to get out there and get a block. That's Darnell Wright. So that's the reason why I like him. That's why I think the Bears should draft him. Bear down.